everyone, happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining me here tonight. We are continuing on the Your Sweet embroidery pattern of the month. We have the peach almost done. We are doing the silk shading method, so it almost looks like we are painting those colors right onto our fabric here. So thank you guys for joining me here tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for the beginning crafter. And I am here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time that we can relax and craft together. I'm here for about an hour and I work on projects from beginning to end so you can be part of the whole process along the way. So again, we are working on the Your Sweet Embroidery of the Month. Here is the finished one. We are actually only stitching this little feller here, because it does take some time doing this silk shading or thread painting technique, but I am loving how it's turning out there. So tonight we're going to put his little smiley face on and the leaves. I think we're actually going to finish the peach tonight. And then tomorrow, I think we're going to start the little strawberry dude there. So he'll be kind of fun. Hopefully, I think we'll get this done. Yeah, we'll get this done today, so then we'll have 2 more days. We might be able to get him finished in time. We might go a little late on Friday, maybe, to get him done. But all right, you guys, let's get going. Happy to have you here. So I did see that a lot of you were posting photos over on the Penguin and Fish Crafters group. And that was turning out awesome. Oh, it looks like, hold on a sec, you guys. So the audio is really low. Okay, I'm going to have to do backup audio too, I think. Okay, so let me know if this is better. Let's see. Okay, so let me know if I sound okay now. I have it on two different mics now. All right. So here we are. This is where we got last night. So last night we did the entire middle. That middle color, it's pretty subtle, but it's that peach color, the Your Peach color. And then we did our 2 top colors. So I think we are well blended. I was thinking that this is really, really similar to how you might... now it's echoing. Okay, here, I'm going to... There. How is this again? So echoing. Okay, now there's an echo. All right, so it should just be back on the 1 again. So let me know, you guys, if it's working now. Oh, it was fine for you before. Okay, so maybe it was okay. All right, so I'm going to leave it how it is now. We're good? Okay. Bad echo. Okay, it says it's fixed on Facebook, YouTube. How are you guys doing over there? Let me know if we're fine. Okay, better. Whew, all right, thanks you guys. All right, okay, good. All right, so anyway, I was thinking that this was a lot like a petal. So a lot of these silk shading, a lot of the silk shading stuff that you might see, like different designs, a lot of it is florals, and a lot of that is basically making petals. So that is basically exactly what we did here. It even kind of looks like it's just like a little peachy petal, I mean, or a petal or a leaf. So this will translate, I think, to lots of different silk shading projects if you want to do more of this. All right, I'm going to work on the leaves now. So again, I'm just going to peek back at my stitch guide here. So we're going to do these satin stitch now. So instead of the silk shading, since we're filling a smaller area, we're going to do just a normal satin stitch. I'm still going to do it with the 1 strand of floss so it looks the same. And we are using the same colors here, so lime peel and fresh basil. So the lighter one is up top. That's what I wanted to check. So I got the lime peel and fresh basil here. I think those are looking pretty cute. Let's get some of those. Look how fun. These are the scraps together. They're so bright and fun together. I should make I like making pom-poms out of with the pom-pom maker out of my excess floss. These would be really cute together, I think. I might have to do that later tonight. All right. I probably still need those for later. Let's start with the light color. So this is the lime peel. That's going to be the color in the back. Or the leaf in the back, I mean. I kind of like doing the things that are further back first. So I'm going to do the leaf, and then we'll do this front leaf after, so that any stitches that I might accidentally go a little too far with the front leaf, it'll look like it's over on top of the back leaf. So that's what I want to go for. You know what? And I think I'm going to do that split stitch. I'm going to do it that split back stitch, because I think that is kind of working out awesome. I'm going to do that around these leaves as well. It'll just add a little bit of height to the stitches. It's almost like it'll be like a padded satin stitch. I wonder if we'll need more than one of these. It'd be awesome if we just had this teeniest of threads. And I'll start it the same way that we've been doing with the knot, and then we put our little cross in and stitch over it. But I think once we get close to the end, I'll probably start weaving in the end again, since there's nowhere, the piece is basically done. I don't have anywhere to put my little crosshair stitches, or I won't later. So all right, let's go right there. Ooh, this green's pretty. Kathy, yep, I am doing one thread for everything on this. Kathy on Facebook is asking, one thread for everything? Just this piece. This is not my typical thing that I'm doing here. I usually do embroideries where you're just doing the outline, and for that I typically use 3 strands of floss, just because I think I like the thickness of that floss. But this one, we are getting delicate and doing just the 1 strand. And it is because it's this silk shading technique, and with 1 strand, those strands lay right next to each other. There's no twisting of 2 or more strands, so everything is just that much more satiny and shiny, and you can blend everything a little bit more. But yeah, it takes a chunk of time stitching with one strand, but I am doing 1 strand for everything. All right, I'm doing that stabbing or that piercing back stitch with the split stitch built in. So you can see here it's split. I'm going to go, instead of back stitching back to the hole, I'm going a little bit further and I'm stabbing through my back stitch. It's kind of a reverse split stitch. I think it's been a bit easier because I can, instead of coming up from the bottom and trying to stab my stitch, I can go right from the top and stab the stitch. It makes it so much easier. And again, I'm just doing this to give it a little height to the stitches. It also gives a nice border edge. So in case I don't stitch perfectly, you'll still be able to just see the edge nicely. It's not going to look like there's a hole there or something. So starting out doing this, I think I'm just going to go along the edge here. I'm not going to continue over the shape of the second leaf, because I'll do it over. I'll do the split stitch there probably. Hello everyone. It's nice to see all you popping in. All right, last stitch, I think. I'm trying to read comments and see the chit chat at the same time. Oh, Colleen, thanks. Colleen says your peach is so pretty, it looks real. Oh, I'm having such a good time stitching this. I really am. I mean, this whole blending and filling in the shape, you can really start to get a sense of like that, wow, you really could stitch something that looks almost real. It's kind of fun. All right, so I'm going to just start at like the lowest point here. I'm kind of where that second leaf starts, and I'm just going to go. I don't want to cut off that leaf, that second leaf, so I'm just going to kind of go like maybe we'll go like here. You can really satin stitch in whatever direction you want. I mean, I could be going the other way too, but I'm going to treat this just kind of how I did the silk shading here. I'm going to go over the top of that outside, that split stitch that we just did. Ugh, man, I'm already like, I gotta go all the way up there with the satin stitches with one strand of thread. Oh man, I'm telling you, this is fun to do. I'm actually really, really loving stitching this guy. But man, I don't know how all those cool artists that do this technique all the time, how are they doing these large things and getting them done? And this is just, I like the quick win of some fast outlining embroidery. This is definitely more in the marathon territory, I think. If I had to just chill at some place for a long time, this might be fun. Working on a totally big, all over like silk shaded big project, but this is so tiny. Like this is just bigger than a quarter, let's say, and it's we're on basically hour 3 of working on something that's the size of a quarter. It's just so silly, but I love it. Just silly. Oh, this satin stitch is looking really shiny and pretty, though. That is the benefit of the one strand. You're going to get the best looking satin stitch because it is just the one strand laying next to each other. There's no twisting of several strands. I mean, that twisting of strands, the light hits it differently. The light hits one part of the twist different than another part, and that makes it look less shiny, less satiny. So doing the one strand next to each other, I mean, it really is looking pretty. But that one strand, it takes its time, doesn't it? All right, we're getting there, though. I think it was definitely a good idea to outline it a little bit with that split stitch, because that is going to save me if we're going to still have our nice edge in case I go too far away from the next stitch. If I have a little gap, I can always add an extra stitch. April on YouTube is asking, what fabric backing are you using? This is just a white muslin. So it's just 100% cotton, white muslin fabric. It's just a white cotton woven fabric. I like the little bit looser weave. I suppose it wouldn't have mattered for this, but a lot of times with embroidery, I like a little looser weave. And then if you end up using 6 strands of thread, then it's easier to go through than if it's a super duper tightly woven. But it's nothing special. Like, it's not like cross-stitch fabric or anything like that. It is just a white or bleached muslin, cotton muslin. All right, I think this is going to be my last stitch right there. All right, and I think this, I'm going to do my little plus sign in here to lock my thread, and then I'll start the next one, the next color the same way, but I think this is going to be the last time I do this little plus. I'm going to weave in the ends after this, just because um, I won't have anything to do it in anymore. That's my last shape that I need to fill. Okay, let's snip this. I had tons left over, so I do not need that much thread for the green. But, ooh, it's looking cute. Look how much that adds to it. It's just so sweet. But see how shiny that is? All of these stitches going the same direction. Ooh, it looks like I kind of veered a little bit at the end there. It's hard to tell when it's this small. That's a thing. Maybe I should be stitching with one of those magnifying glass lamps too. I should find some of those. I do not own one of those, but I could see that helping a whole pile with some of these small stitches. Ooh, this color is pretty. This is that fresh basil color. There's actually a lot of food named floss in this particular peach here. That's kind of by accident. I tried not to name all of my floss with food, but this one happens to have this is got food and flowers in this one. Oh, and a bumblebee. So nothing wrong with that. Okay, so let's do the same exact thing with this guy. So all these stitches that I'm putting in the middle here, this is just to lock my thread in place while I do this silk shading. I kept wanting to say satin stitch. This silk shading technique, and it's so I can always stay on the top. I don't ever have to flip this around and tuck in threads or anything like that. And I'll eventually be stitching the backs of these down as I make these other stitches. That's going to just catch them all, so there'll be enough to hold this down. However, now with the last color, I am going to end up flipping this over and weaving in the end. And I'll snip all these off then at that point too. And then I'll be doing the same. We just have one little teeny bit left, the little stem. Okay, but let's do that back split stitch guy again. So I'm going to go around this whole thing. Oops, I guess I kind of went forward there, but now we'll go backwards. Kind of going right up against the edge of that other green. So our satin stitches will go around this stitch yet, but we'll just kind of tuck it up right next to this other green. Ooh, we got to get his little face on tonight too. I have a little technique that I want to try to do that, to make it a little bit easier, because obviously we've stitched over all our lines of where we drew the face on, the face of the peach. This peach is getting a little face, if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's going to look like this guy here. So you could just leave it though. I mean, this would be just a cute little peach just as is if you didn't want to put the little face on, but we'll put his little face on still. But I have a technique that I want to try. I haven't tried it yet, but the theory sounds good, so we'll see, in my head at least, so we'll see how it works. Oh, the little stem. I know, Lynn, I got to do the little stem yet. Lynn says, don't forget the little stem. I'm going to do that last because I think I'm going to have it go like on top of this leaf. So it's like the most on top thing. All right, let's come down on this side. Oh, but the X's are, what's nice about having those X's in there is also that it adds a little padding to this satin stitch that I'm doing. So I'm already kind of raising the satin stitch up off of the fabric just to give it a little height by doing this split back stitch. This is going to raise it up a little bit. But having all these little stitches in the center, even though they are... Ooh, I think I have a knot. Oh, no. Huh, weird. Felt like I had a knot there. But having all these stitches in here, their main purpose is to lock my thread in place. But they also kind of fill in the area, raise up little points in the satin stitch so it looks raised in the middle too. Okay, 2 more stitches of these and then we're good. Oh man, I hope you're feeling that's good that you're feeling a little better, Luann. That's, ugh, does not sound fun. Alright, last little dude here. Ooh, you guys, I just was thinking next week we start the Aurafill block of the month. That'll be kind of fun. We'll get back to sewing then. Ah, this is cute. I mean, it has all those stitches in, but this, in theory, would be cute, just little bitty outlines like that, too. You could fill in the shape of the peach with, like how we did, but you could just, like, have, like, these fun, pretty outlines. That would be kind of cool. All right, let's do the satin stitch here. Got to decide what direction I want it to go in. I think, you know what, I think we're going to just kind of, let's just kind of follow this outside line. I think I'm going to just go right over the top of it. Let's just decide that this is the angle we're going. I'm going over, you know, color-wise, I didn't have to go over the top just because, over the top of my stitches I just did, just because, this is going to be a little far away. I'm going to have to add a thing. Because the color's there, I didn't have to go over it again, but I went over it again just to get that more satiny look. Ooh, I'm trying to get in here. There's so much thread stuck into the fabric here by the top of this peach here that is a little hard to come up. I want to be up on the other side of my split stitch. Oh, it's cute. Covering up all our little lines. So I think the stem is the same color as this outer edge, which is that California poppy color. So we'll do that. I should probably have a scrap of that laying around here still. Alright, we are emerging on the edge beyond the other leaf now. It maybe wasn't the best idea to tack down all those colors underneath. I can kind of see one of those orange colors peeking through underneath the satin stitch. I could go over that spot with one more stitch, and I might do that. Right here, I can kind of see the orange. Let's just put one more stitch there. There we go. Now it disappeared. I think the same thing is going to happen here. Trying to get close to my last stitch there. We're getting there. I'm kind of wasn't originally intending to be like going directly across these short little areas. That just means I gotta do more stitches. I was thinking I was a little bit more upright. I think I'm gradually veering my angle a little bit. Let's see if I can correct it a little bit. It'll look fine either way. Almost there. I actually might just have just enough thread for this. Oh Lucy said that she did her Aurifil block tonight. Awesome. You thought it was fun. I'm excited to give it a try. I think it'll go pretty quick. Did it take you a long time to do? I think we just kind of cut some squiggles and then sew them back together. Is what it looks like. I'll have to read the instructions a little bit more. All right, we are almost done here with this little leafy. Oh, it's a sweet little peach. All right. I think now I'm going to flip it around. One more stitch. I'm going to flip it around and I'll weave in the end now since there's not really anywhere else to put our little plus signs, our little our locking X stitch. All right, and I'm going to just weave in the end. And then I think I'm going to, actually, I'll snip these guys down too. It looks so funny from the back. Kind of hairy. But all of those should be locked in enough. We should have stitched enough other stitches on top of it. So let me get the ones from the front quick. Let's just trim all these. And then I'll trim all of them down a little bit. And we still have the stem. I'm not forgetting about that. We have the stem and the face yet. But I thought I'd just clean it up a hair since now we're going to be looking at the back and all that. So I'm going to just snip these down a little bit so it's not so hairy. I'll leave them a little long. Ooh, there's so many. It's like hair cutting almost. It's kind of funny. You don't need to do this. I just thought I'd clean it up a hair. Alrighty, how about that? Looking fun! Okay, let's get a little bit more, well, good, I have some, of that California Poppy. Let's do that stem. We are literally stitching this stem with one strand of floss. It's just so funny working with just one strand. I barely ever do it, but it really is like a really fun, delicate look. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to weave in the end, and then we'll just add that stem. Oh yeah, I did notice that on the Aurifil block. I don't think there was any like photo instructions or anything. I think it was just text, so that's why I need to just kind of read through it and see if I can figure it out. Okay, let's come up here. I think we're going to cross over this leaf a little bit. That might be kind of fun. I'm going to go right down into the peach here. And I'm going to still do that split stitch, that split back stitch. So let's make some small stitches. Now I wanted this to kind of cut over the leaf so it looks like it's in front a little bit. Okay, one more. So all that for 3 stitches. 3 little teeny skinny baby stitches. There, I think that looks cute. There's his little stem. All right, let's weave that in, and then the face. So I have an idea for that, and I want to give that a try. Okay, just weaving this in 3 times back and forth to hold it in place, and we're done with that. All right, so the trick with the face is that we cannot see through this anymore to see our lines where we did the face. But first of all, this is cute just as a peach. I don't know if it really needs the face. Well, of course it doesn't. It doesn't need the face, but it's fun to add faces to things. So we're gonna keep going with it. So the trick is we can't really see through it. So I'm just looking for the pattern again. Oh, here, I have it up here. So I think I'm going to actually just trace my feller again, and then I'm gonna actually trace it on just like a Kleenex. So I think this is actually like a 2-ply thing. So I might just take it up, see if I can get it down to the one. Oh, there we go. There we go. So this is just, like I said, this is just a Kleenex. I'm going to attempt to trace the face and then just the outline really quickly. Here's my pencil. And then I think I'm going to try stitching right through this, and then we'll tear it away after. But I think this will be a way that we can see what we're doing and still get the placement of our design. So like here, I'm just going to kind of trace. This is just a guideline, so if I don't trace the outline perfectly, that's fine. I think maybe I'll get the leaf in just so I can make sure. I'll get the top and the bottom of that leaf. There we go. So there's my little. Ooh, you guys can't see like that. There's my little guideline there. First of all, I don't think we need all this around us. We could actually baste it down a little bit, but I think this is so small that I can just tear this. Okay. So then I'm going to place it on top there. So now I'm using the outline as a guide. And you know what? I think I am going to baste this down a little bit. I'm going to baste it down with the thread that I'm going to use. So this is the ink. This is black, and this is what I'm going to stitch the face with. So I think I am going to add a few basting stitches, and I'll show you what I mean by that. It's just a way that I can kind of temporarily hold this tissue down before I start stitching. Ooh, Robin, that's exciting. Robin's planning a wedding shower. Okay, so I'm going to just take this thread. I'm going to kind of hold this in place, get it situated there, and I'm going to just put some big stitches all the way around this. And this is going to be, oh, see, goodness. That's why, because I don't want it moving around. I could probably just pin it too, but I like the idea of basting it, so I'm going to hold that there. I'm going to just put big stitches all the way around. And this is going to hold my paper in place while I stitch. And I think I can actually use this to weave in the end later. Oh, I didn't really line up my leaves at all, so I think we're maybe a little crooked there. Forgot about lining up the leaves. All right, I think that's probably plenty. So there we go. So now I can stitch right through, and I'm going to just let's use that split back stitch again. I'm kind of totally digging that. So instead of, I was going to just do a couple little teeny tiny back stitches here, but I still am, but I'm going to do them in that split stitch way of doing it. What's great is I can still see the color and everything in the background here. And this is almost going to just tear away as I stitch it, which is great. And now at this point, there's probably enough stitches in the background that if I just jump over to the next part of this, I don't think you're going to see any black on the back at all. So I'm not going to even worry about that. Sometimes I do each part of like the face, like the eyes separately, just so you don't see that crossing over of the black in the back. But again, we have so many threads here. It's not going to be an issue at all. I don't think. I'll do 2 more stitches. So many baby stitches. It's just funny to do so many tiny stitches with the one strand. All right, last little eye. I'll weave in this end, I'll weave in this black thread, and then we'll take this tissue paper off, and then I will weave in, this basting stitch. So it's kind of like we did in a way knot almost, where we stitch the beginning bit of thread in when we're done. All right, last stitch. Let's see how this looks. All right, let's weave it in first. Yeah, so many stitches here. Try not to weave in too much though, because I don't want to now expose this black to the front. I think this is fine. And we can let it dangle a little bit like the rest of them. All right, let's take this tissue paper off. I think we should just be able to tear it real easily. I suppose we could take those basting stitches out first, but I thought we'd do it after. All right, you gotta still be delicate around here. Ah, cute. Got a little piece in there yet. Oh, there. Oh, that turned out cute. Look at him. Oh, you're sweet. All right, let's snip this, and I'll weave in that end as well. I kind of almost want to put one more stitch by that eye. I might do that because I think I have enough thread with this here. We're going to just eyeball one more stitch here. I think like right there. Just stab into that last stitch again. There. Now he's a little bit more even, I think. Ah, cute! All right, let's weave in the end. And our little peachy peach is done. So we could get the strawberry kind of ready. Okay. Cute. There he is. Aw, he turned out so sweet. He's so little though. Like here's our embroidery needle. He's smaller than our embroidery needle there. Oh, yay. Okay, I'm really excited about that. Okay, I want to stitch the little strawberry too, because I think we'll have enough time to stitch him too. Oh, this one here where it has all the lines. So I think I'm not even, that worked really nicely with the tissue paper. So when I trace this on, I'm not even going to trace his face at all. I'm going to just trace these outlines and my little extra markings there, my directional lines and that midline. Again, this dotted line is like kind of the midline where we cross over with both both threads. All right, so I kind of want to leave it in the hoop when I do this, so I might actually cut him out and just temporarily tape him on the back here. So I'm not stitching all the text and everything right now, just because it took 3 days to stitch just that peach. So I think what I'm going to do is just, can I see through this good enough? Oh yeah, I'm going to tape him to it, and we'll just, maybe they're just hanging out together like this, right? We could stitch like a little heart above them. That'd be kind of cute. Let's have them be like, maybe like this, and we'll stitch like a little heart here, or we'll just say like hi there or something, like hi friend or something like that. That'd be kind of cute. Let's see, what angle do we want it? How about like so? All right, I'm gonna just tip them upside down. I could actually probably just hold them here. I'm gonna do that. You know what? Nah, let's tape them down. This is another way you could do this. I'm just gonna get some of my painter's tape here, and this will just help hold it a little bit, and then I'll just hold it with my hand. Normally I'm not. Normally I would take it out of the hoop and stuff, but I don't want to take the peach. I don't want to stretch the peach out too much or anything yet. Let's just see where we want him again. Luckily with this light fabric I can see through it just fine. I think that looks good. Let's tape it down. And this tape is just going to help me. I'm going to just still hold it with my hand, I think. And I'm just tracing with the pencil again. It's just a little simple shape that should work easy enough, I'm hoping. Okay, I'm going to draw that midline and the directional lines. They're a little hard to see without the light table. I might draw those on after. His little top. All right, and these all kind of are the midlines here. All right, I think there we go. I think that's all I'm going to really do. We'll get those directional lines in though too. All right. So you can see the directional lines are these light gray lines. They all just kind of go up to the top, and then these just all kind of angle towards the tip. So these, I'm going to just kind of draw those in. We'll angle them to the top. There. I think that doesn't look half bad. And then these, I'll go to the point. These are just my directional line markers that will help me stitch this up right now. So let's get going on him already. We got a few minutes here yet. Maybe we won't be here all super late on Friday. We'll actually get some stuff done. So, all right, I'm going to start with this. We'll do it the exact same way. So I'm going to start with this bottom color here. And that is our red, which is the Northern Cardinal. And here it is here. There. So we'll put his face on it. We'll also stitch all of those little seeds on there too. I think that'll be fun. So we'll do all this red first, and then up here is our garden rose color. So the strawberry are these two colors. So they are pretty close to, I mean, one's obviously pink and red, but it's kind of like the California poppy and the Euro peach. They're close enough that they're gonna look like they blend pretty well. So, all right, starting off with the red. Grab us a bit. And we're back to one strand again. So I'm going to stitch that edge like what we did before. Ooh, we get to do the 2 needles again. That'll be fun. Why don't we get both of them started right away? Ooh, you know what? Maybe we should have stitched the green first. Yeah, I think we should stitch the green because it's farther back. Like I said, I like stitching the further back things than the front up. Although we did we did these leaves second. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do the red still. We're gonna just get really close to the, like, get the green colors close to the red, so I don't think it'll look like, I think it'll be fine that I do the frontmost thing first. I just really want to do the red. I like the strawberry shape, and I want to get the shape down. But I thought, why don't we get both colors started right away, the pink and the red, so we can do both of the chain, or the both of the split stitches at the same time. Not at the same time, one after each other, but before we start filling it in. That also means I need to find my needle. Here we go. Lost for 2 seconds there. Okay, so we're starting up again. Yay, I'm so excited about this guy. Let's put in our little crosshairs. And start up this guy. Two little friends. Okay, so I'm going to go up to where that midline color line is, that midline. Oh, actually, I think it's a bit higher up. Yeah, it is. I'm going to actually come out and do that again. It's way up here. Let's go a bit higher. Oh, I'm glad we get a chance to stitch him too. Oh, I missed a lot last night and tonight. Oh, tissue paper and 2 needles, etc. Oh, I know, it's a whole pile of different stuff. We are really doing all sorts of new techniques. You know, this little crossing, the way we're starting, the way we're stopping, the split back stitch, all the thread painting or silk shading, all of that we did. Yep, that tissue paper for the placement, all sorts of stuff that we don't usually do, all new things. But it's been really fun. Ooh, this red is bright and pretty. So a split stitch, or this like pierced back stitch that I'm doing, which is basically a reverse split stitch, it makes just a kind of like a nice solid line. And I think that's why it's the typical stitch used to trace the designs before you start. Like a back stitch, you'd have like the little gaps where you're going into the same hole that you came out of. Like that would be kind of lower. This is just kind of like just a fully solid line. So it makes sense, I think. Oh, Gretchen, I'm sure you're doing a good job. Ooh, this is just even cute with this little outline. I'm really liking this. You know, I'm really kind of liking this stitching with one thread. I could see doing something else with this. It'd be fun to just actually stitch a whole design just outlines with the one thread. It's so thin and it's just really pretty, I think. Actually, I like this stitch with the one line, with the one thread too. Yeah, I could see doing more of this. That'd be fun. Alright, we're just about done, and then I'm gonna park my thread. Ooh, that was something that we learned too. Parking the thread, parking the floss, or parking the needle. That's really what it's called. We're gonna park the needle. Got one more stitch. Alright, I'm just going to come up here, and we're going to, boop, park the needle up there. So, alright, now we're going to do the second color, which is that pink, and I'm going to just come across the top, and that will be the pink. So we'll have both needles going already. That'll be kind of fun. Okay. There we are. Now they look a lot closer in color. I think we will just stitch the top of this guy, and I think that might be where we stop for the night. Just getting our everything prepped here. So then tomorrow we'll be able to start right away with our directional lines, and I think I'm going to split the red with this pink too. We'll just split right just a little bit in there. But yeah, we'll start with our directional lines, and then, gosh, I think we'll probably, man, I don't know, can we finish this in one day next, or tomorrow? I don't know. We got all the leaves to do, too. So maybe we'll finish this inside at least for sure, I would think. And then we got the leaves, and then maybe that's what we'll do. And then Friday we'll have to put all his face and the little seeds on. Maybe we can stitch like hi friend up here. I think that would be kind of cute. Like the little strawberries talking to the peach. That'd be cute. And then we'd have just an itty bitty cute design. I don't know what we're gonna do with this, but it's kind of sweet. Alright, let's just come up in that same stitch there. I think it needs one more stitch. This is going to actually be a split stitch though. I'm going to try and come up. I'm going to try and come up through the red. Let's see if I can do that. See, split stitches, it's a little more difficult because you're coming from the back and then still have to split through something. Ooh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get that. Oh, I really want to, though. Hold on. Maybe we'll come up through the pink. Wow, okay, there we go. So the stabbing, that was me trying to do a normal split stitch, like where you come up and split your last stitch. It's hard because we're only have one thread, right? So it's hard to split, but from the top it is way easy to. So that split back stitch or that pierced back stitch, that's the way to go. All right, so it's subtle. I don't know if you guys can tell at all really that it's a different outline color there, but it is. We got two colors going. And now I'm going to park this one. This one we're not going to use for a while. I'm going to do the red first. So I think we're going to just leave it right there for the night, and we'll be able to pop in tomorrow and just probably really quickly do that. Oh, I forgot to put my little mark down, that little X down with the green again. I forgot, or the pink. I forgot to do that last night too, or the first night. Oh well, it'll be fine. But I still forgot. All right, I'm going to flip you around and we'll call it a night here. Yep, there's our wall. There we go. Hello. So, okay, here is what we got. Got our little peachy done and the outline. It's so small. But there we go. There is our little fellers so far. I have some peaches in the freezer. Oh my gosh, you guys. I wanted ice cream earlier, but it's new ice cream and I couldn't unscrew the top. It's too tight. So I'm eating frozen peaches instead in lieu of ice cream. So I think I'm going to have another half of a frozen peach right now. So until I can get that ice cream open, then it's peanut butter and chocolate chip time. All right, you guys, have a great evening. This pattern and the bundle is still available just to the end of the month, which, oh gosh, it can't be just a week from now already. Nah, we got some time yet, right? I'd like to think so. Ugh, less than 10 days though, man. It's almost September. All right, you guys, thanks again. Link for the bundle and pattern are below, and I will see you tomorrow. We'll stitch up this strawberry. Good night.